They say in a smoke-filled room, you can see the truth because the air is heavy enough to hold it. Welcome to Lifestyle After 5 and the first episode of Smoke and Mirrors. I'm Patrick, and today I have Ali here with me. Not only are we going to be smoking, we're going to be delving into the haze of the dead internet theory. Everybody, welcome Ali. This is the first show for me. And of course, Lifestyle After 5 was gracious enough to give me this opportunity. Ali, right here is my man. He made it possible.
I appreciate the kind sentiments. I am so happy to be on your show. I've been looking forward to this. I brought out my special glass just for this occasion. So we'll be sitting
Yeah, let me tell you.
a little crown, and I'm gonna pull out my stick here. And for you, I brought out a special stick. I brought out right now. I
Oh,
brought out that Monte Cristo 2000.
okay. It's a good stick right there. Yeah, I'm smoking on a Palestine War Bear. This is a 2025 edition. Kind of perfect because, it's a twist. It's kind of mystery, just like, how we're getting into the theories behind some of the most talked about things on the internet. So let's kind of get into it. The dead internet theory. Have you heard about that?
I have. I heard a little bit about it, and I've done a little study on that, and I somewhat agree. I had talked about it before, but not in using those terms. But yeah, I full wholeheartedly agree in the dead internet theory.
Yeah, say since 2025 actually marks a pretty significant, you know, year because that is the first year it is actually 51% bot run internet. So the internet is literally based off or run by bots, and that's 51%, where 49% are real humans. So that's biggest it's been in history, and that's been since like 2016 when they started like introducing bots big time. Of course, AI has been around a little bit longer. It just hasn't been as well played, but I think that makes it a real big issue because you don't even know who you're talking to anymore on the internet. You could be talking to a bot for all you know, like
Well, I think
it's just so hard to think.
most people are starting to sound like bots. We think we're influencing things, but we really being influenced, and it's scary.
Oh, exactly. Hell yeah. Like they want to, put their agendas out there, or they want to put, your feed. You can tell your feed's gotten different over the last couple of years, and that's because AI is kind of compiling all the information on you, what you like to read. Come on, isn't it? It's not a coincidence when you start talking about, fucking a trip to San Diego or something like that, and all of a sudden, boom, you got Southwest Airlines ads popping up all over Facebook or whatever social media you're using.
There's no commonality anymore. There's no common reality anymore. Everybody have their own personal reality. So, like you said, if I believe the sky is aqua green or aqua pink or some weird color, the internet will support that. If start getting articles and other people that believe
Hmm.
that the bots can hear whether it's on your phone. I'm not even sure if the TV, if you hear it on TV, if the TV's listening to you or whatever nowadays. But
Yeah.
you'll start getting articles and sites and anything to back up what you believe. Bots have definitely influenced the last elections.
Oh yeah. Like it's crazy because like we kind of look into it. The more you look into it, the more you actually kind of see. You get these people who have not even people, like you go onto a post and you see the same response over and over and over, like, oh, great story, but it has nothing really to do with it. It's just being bot influenced. Especially if you're becoming an influencer, you have these people inboxing you, and it's just a bunch of bots. That's all they're doing is just programming their bots to get you likes and boosts, and nothing's really real anymore. And that's what I think they kind of want because they're getting us to the reality of what's really going on the outside.
Well, there's no such thing as truth and facts anymore. Facts and truth. Everybody's on a side. You got to be in a group now. It's
Mhm.
like if I say something, let's say I got one political view. Well, you on the left, you got a left way of thinking. No one breaks it down and say, well, it's what this person's saying is true, or they may say, well, you have a right way of thinking. You're on the right. It's
Hmm.
not factual thinking anymore. You got to choose a side,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. And if you're really not on the side, it's gonna start pushing you
what's
one way
out
or
there
another. You
now.
know, it's
Or I like when people bring up stuff that they have absolutely no proof on, and they will argue it to the hills. And when you ask them, well, where did you get this from? What's some of your reference? Then they tell you, well, go research.
hmm
I'm not going to do the research for you. But you made this point. Where did you get this
yeah.
information from? So people just say whatever they feel
Mhm.
now and push it as fact.
Yeah, and they're gonna go in they with AI and bots and all that, it's gonna kind of change the narrative too, because it may be one truth for you, but for somebody else they looked it up, it's a totally different truth, because it's literally playing on whatever that person kind of is. They compile the information on
I
that
mean,
person.
it's
So
really dangerous and something that we really need to take serious and pay attention to, because you look at like with some of the food industries, like certain meats, if they're not selling well, then they'll go with ads and bots and whatever to tell you that this is healthy for you, and they'll come up with different stuff when it's really not.
oh yeah, but I mean, even like that, they were misleading way back in the day, with nutritional information and stuff like that. So of course, this just didn't stem from the bots that are, kind of taking over the internet now, but it all plays a part into how we think, how we see reality, how just anything we do. And that's kind of it's because if I was kind of teetering on a topic, it's going to try to influence me one way or another compared to whatever I'm looking at the moment. So it's totally crazy. Like, I think when they introduced bots in like 2016, like, and it started getting bigger and bigger. By the time I think 2030 is going to hit, I think it's going to be 99.9% bot run,
Oh yeah.
and we're never going to know what reality is. You're not going to really know what's going on out there. It could be a war for all we know, but hey, TV says it's sunny and 75. We're going to fucking believe it, because, it's like that movie. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's a cartoon movie. It's an older movie. It's called Wally. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie,
I haven't seen that movie yet.
but so like this is kind of crazy. I feel like they're trying to deaden the population, kind of make them not feel anything, see anything, and this
They're
movie,
already
like,
there. Harvard
yeah,
there.
I mean we're there, but this is going to be solely codependent on whatever they need. Like, so, like, if they want to push this, you're going to become dependent on it. So, like in the movie Wally, they have a bunch of humans because they're trying to repopulate Earth, but they're in chairs, and literally the chairs are playing the TV, feeding you, giving you everything you need. And these people are fat, and they don't move. So it's just like they're bots. They're bots themselves, pretty much. But by the end of the movie, they get up and start seeing the world, and like, oh shit. So
Well, it used to
I
be.
think it's going to be a bigger issue.
Now, with that, we already got bots influencing our thinking. Bots is taking over our jobs and our technology and doing everything with AI agents and
Hmm.
everything. So, do you subscribe to the notion that basically AI is going to take over the earth and we're going to become extinct?
Hmm. It's fucking Skynet all over again, man. It's Skynet. They warned us on Terminator, and look like it's gonna fucking happen sooner than later.
Yeah, and we willing participants.
Hmm. And we want it because oh, it's so much easier in our lives, and it's not. It's really not. Like, it's not easier. It doesn't make anything. Yeah, of course, it makes some things better. It's easier for businesses. It's cheaper, but it's not a good thing for us. And the people who actually they need to unplug. That's what they need. They need to unplug and see it for themselves. And newspapers, they used to be able to do all that when they could put a print in front of you. Now you get your news in an instant, and anything they put in there, you're going to believe. And and it's crazy because it's gotten worse over the years. I don't know if you like presidential campaigns. We'll take that as an instance. Like,
Oh yeah,
they will literally push their agenda, whatever state you're in. oh, I got to go vote this person because this is what they believe in and it's what I'm looking up at the current moment. So it's
And I think there are foreign countries too. You got foreign countries that's coming in and influencing our elections and the way we think.
hmm yeah, it's definitely it's a worldwide thing, and being part of a cyber security, coming from a little bit of cyber security background, it's scary because not only do these bots influence you, they're going to start getting into the infrastructure of the pretty much the world. They're going to start getting into things it shouldn't get into, and then it's going to start taking away things, I feel, and deprive people of something you're going to need now. You can't get it because they took it away, or they're going to create a short COVID and fucking toilet paper. Come on, they created a shortage for no fucking reason. Nobody needs to wipe their ass that much.
Yeah, that and Lysol. Well,
hmm
so
it's
I could go
crazy.
down a whole rabbit hole with those theories and everything that didn't make sense at all. It didn't make common sense. Certain things that happened during that event did not make logical or common sense to me.
Yeah, I think yeah, it was just man-made rush to, and that's what they're doing. I think that's another thing they're trying to do is they're trying to get people as a whole to worry about little things and you start panicking. It's mass panic, and that's what these bots do too. They're just pretty much trying to panic, make people, like,
Well, I got
and they're
for you.
turning people against each other.
Why is it in the South you can get 4 inches of snow? Probably less than that if you're in Georgia or somewhere. You can get 2 inches of snow and everybody rush and maybe some ice and everybody rush out to buy out all the bread and milk.
hmm
2 inches of snow as if you're gonna be snowed in for weeks.
You know, us people here in
That's
Texas, we kind of worry about that, but
I don't know. It's pretty cold here last night. It was 31 degrees last night. I was
oh yeah,
shocked.
hell yeah, it was cold, and it's been the
Should have
coldest all
one inch
winter.
of
So
snow. In the Austin area, you get 1 inch of snow. Oh man, people gonna buy generators.
yeah, the city will shut down, and it's crazy. But once again, now we're talking about it. Watch, we're gonna start seeing generators and winter prep ideas come up on our phones and everything. Now it's all
Pack.
listening, man. But this also comes to another thing, like why I appreciate cigars in the cigar community. Um, because AI does have kind of an issue with cigars, like, and it misinterprets them, and it's always flagging them. But this right here brings people together, and it's something that we can do to come together in person, even over, the damn, like we are right now on video. Like
Mhm.
we can come together, enjoy something, kind of talk about what's really going on, and kind of open our eyes just to what the fuck's going on. And I think that's going to be big going forward, even if it is technology based. I think that us as people, cigar community, any community that you really can get together, I think it's going to be really crucial going forward. Whereas if you're not into something like that, you're going to be so easily swayed by bots, by whatever else is out there. It's just so hard to think that maybe 10, 15 years ago, I would have to, like, I was using a dial-up modem, and okay, maybe a little longer than that. Okay, maybe it was a little longer than that. It was more like 20 years ago,
Okay.
maybe 25. But I use dial-up modems, AOL, old school stuff. It's
Mail.
come so far. Yeah, you got
I
mail.
remember price. I remember that
It's
56K modem uh was something like $300. I remember like memory
mm-hmm,
take for granted now to buy something like a 256 gig hard drive. Man, that might have been $600-700 back in the day.
mm, it sure was. It's crazy. And just saying, now you can get something
Probably
half the size for a quarter of the price.
yeah, less than $10. You can go get 256 memory.
Mm-hmm,
And now everything is cloud. Well, I mean, but we didn't even really even use, and even that's old technology because now everything is in the cloud now.
mm-hmm. You don't even need memory. So I mean, there you go. Then that's another thing. The bots can, infiltrate is literally if you're putting everything in the cloud, and a lot of people do it. Like I said, coming kind of from a
In the
security,
cloud,
cybersecurity background.
well, you in the cloud whether you want to be or not.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in the cloud. And coming up in the upcoming months, that's why I'm going to come out with a smart factory course to try to help people adapt and at least be able to work and be, for right now, be behind the technology that produces the AI and how to fix
Mm-hmm.
it and understand how it all work together so you can at least, because by 2030 the world as we know it is going to completely flip. It's already starting. It's moving fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's coming, and I don't think none of us are really ready. And I guess the best we ready ourselves. I think it'll. I think if we can open as many eyes as we can, it'll be it'll be good. But I think that would help out a lot of people just kind of acclimating to how to use these systems. But even like now, it's becoming an issue with security because you got to fight AI with AI. You cannot fight the human brain cannot process whatever AI can process.
No.
So now, not only are you having AI, you're fighting AI with AI. It's just now it's a double-edged sword. Now you gotta literally watch your AI and make sure it doesn't go off and does whatever other AI does.
But
So,
two, coming right behind that is quantum computing.
mm,
So with
that's the
quantum
next big
computing,
thing.
going to literally break out security because quantum computing has the ability to go into multiple realities in every possible combination simultaneously. So, before with today's computing, let's just say I had a passcode of, 2434. Well, the today's computer would have to start to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
1, 2, 5, and it would have to go work through all this sequence of combination. With quantum computing, it can hit them all simultaneously, every possible
damn.
combination once. So they're having to change and work, and I think that's why they're trying to slow that up. I don't think we're really ready for quantum computing because how do you even? They're saying now security passwords are going to have to be physics based
Mm-hmm.
in the future. Because, like I said, a quantum computer can crack any code just like that with any combination and possibility, and to have that type of computing power. Oh man, I mean, I can imagine something so powerful that I could use, and it can work out every possible scenario of my life.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. It's not. It's like you couldn't like when I was a kid, I couldn't even think of something like that. That's a sci-fi movie. Now it's like it's literally here, and
You
yeah,
know,
I
when,
just
when,
don't
when
know, man.
we got enjoyment, we thought life couldn't get no better than a circle with a triangle cut going up and down, just eating
Mm-hmm.
dots.
Hell yeah.
Pac-Man, and look, oh, you get think about it. We would sit there for hours watching circle eat
Yep.
dots, and was a different piece of fruit from a cherry to an orange to an apple. I'm talking about Pac-Man for y'all that don't know it. For the younger generation, Google
Yeah.
Pac-Man. Pac-Man was like God's Grand Theft Auto or PlayStation. I mean, and then when Tecmo Bowl came out, I didn't think sports could get no better. When the first Tecmo Bowl came out, oh man! And now look at what technology has. Pretty soon, you damn near going to be like real life humans in the game with virtual reality. I've
Yeah.
seen now that Samsung, I think it's Samsung, is coming out with a 130-inch TV. We're gonna have TVs
Mm-hmm.
big as your house. Houses are probably gonna have to start coming with TV, a whole wall of a TV here.
Yeah, just the whole. I agree, and that's just it's crazy because just the way technology moving. I don't think people are moving with it. It's going too fast for us to catch up, and I guess that's why the middleman would be like I guess you say AI bots, kind of just trying to put us into that mindset of oh yeah, it is good for you, but we're really not, and that's
No,
so scary. Like what could we can't even really do much about it because it's coming. You can't stop the future from coming, but you can prep for it, like
And you
hope
can
for the
have
best, you know. But it's coming.
that's why you don't have a strategy. They don't understand it. It's not really been taught. Our government don't even fully understand it. But in a way
Yeah,
though,
and
this is kind of like the early 2000s. We were in 2026 now, so this is like 1998. This is where we at. So there's always the different shifts. And before that, we had the electricity. When electricity came in, because when you think about when we were children, calculators was the thing. You couldn't depend on calculators.
hmm
You couldn't use calculators on math. You need to learn how to think and solve because you might not always have a calculator. Nowadays,
yeah,
as we got a little older, calculators became mandatory in schools to be able to do it. So now the same thing is going with AI. You know, first we were against it and use it, but now you got to embrace it. It's coming. It's a way of life. You're not going to
hmm
be able to function without AI, and it's just going to be around. But in the 2000s, they were saying when we came in with the internet, everything was coming with the internet and computers is going to change your job, take your jobs away from you, and it did take some jobs, but it created a whole lot of jobs. A lot of people are
yeah,
millionaires now, billionaires. I mean, it brought the first wave of billionaire. I mean, there was billionaires before them, but very few. But more billionaires was created over the information age and computer age than previously before. So who knows what AI might create? Now you're looking at Elon Musk. We're going to go to trillionaires now due to AI.
yeah. That's true.
So it's a good
It's
thing of
coming,
AI,
and
that we have going there. But people ask the same question. They're like, well, what are you going to do if the computers when go down? How are you going to function if there's a power as you don't have computers or somebody hack you? But we've made it over the last 30 years.
hmm
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I remember when Y2K was a big thing. You remember when Y2K that it's gonna wipe out
What did we do?
everything.
We went to the grocery store and bought out all the milk and eggs and prepared it. That never changes. I don't know what it
It
is.
comes once every couple years.
Milk eggs is a staple. We feel we gotta have those. Although if you don't have refrigeration, I don't know what. Everybody got to have milk and eggs. I don't know what it is. Throughout the time.
But yeah, I think like so now we don't even really know if we're talking to real people, and that's why I really like connecting with people over cigars. Even drinks. Just being social, kind of being out there talking to people, giving the cigars. Like I always take extra cigars, so I create conversations with people that way. And that's a good way to kind of combat this too. Is not only being prepared, but kind of having that social interaction with real people. Because if you actually look at it, like you said, people are dependent on AI and bots and whatever the case may be. People don't have the same social skills that we did 30 years ago. Like people don't know how to fucking talk to people. Like kids don't even know how to write. It's all texting and
I don't
on the phone or on the computer.
because you look at this new generation. They don't even talk. They used to form a new language. It's like they call it mumble rap. They might look, yeah, you don't even know what the hell they're saying. They don't even speak words anymore. LOL. You know,
Yeah.
we speak in code, but what are we doing? We're starting to speak in code, short code language. Ones and zeros. We're
hmm
very short and to the point.
All it is.
Yeah, OMG.
Very into the
Yeah,
matrix.
OMG.
Very into the
Putting stuff
matrix.
out there. We and language is very powerful. There was a Harvard study. Your vocabulary in your language is correlated to your wealth and your income. So you start taking language because language is vibration. There's a certain
hmm
universal vibration that you put out. That's why different animals got different vibrations and stuff that go out there. So you're taking these vibrations away from people and how they function. I mean, LOL, laughing out loud is not this. LOL and laughing out loud is different vibrationally. So we're changing the vibrational tone of the earth.
Yeah. And, yeah, it's just tough because now, like you said, changing that vibration, it's now becoming more ones and zeros. Now we're going to be able to, they're going to be able to control us. And that's all it comes down to, right? Is control. Like, how easily are we influenced, and how easily are we going with the agenda, I guess we can call it. And communication breaks that. Like you and me talking, that breaks that because we're putting out that vibration. We're also, putting out, hey, maybe you should open eyes a little more. Maybe you should read a book instead of just, on your TikTok death scrolling, like we're so easily influenced as human beings, but we also crave this communication, people. And I think that's what we're being deprived of, is not only the communication, but the vibrations that we give each other, because us as humans, we're all organic, and that definitely plays a big part
This is
in it.
why I appreciate podcasts like you and aficionados like yourself, because you got to think this is new. The cigar world was a elite community. This is what they want to be.
Hmm.
You know, the common person about it because we got was a cigarette, a smoke break, where everybody would
Yep.
collaborate. Be able to smoke a cigar and have a conversation with a drink. That was known for the elite, and it's something
Yep.
about the camaraderie. You know, when you come to a cigar bar, it's one of the few places. Some of them you have to purchase a drink, but some places you just pull up and you bring your own liquor. You purchase and
Hmm.
you're able to sit there with strangers. And I'm pulled up several times where, wherever I go, I want to pull up to the cigar bar. And it's always been a welcoming crowd where, hey, come in, sit down. And I always leave with friends and connections that I didn't have beforehand. Just
Yep.
all because you're sitting there and you're having a nice little stick and great conversation builds a good brotherhood
Yep. It sure
or
does.
sisterhood.
And like yeah, exactly. Like you said, it brings us together. And like you said, it was for the elites. It's no longer just for the elites. It's for the common person. That gives them a voice. That, hey, you know what? You and I have something in common, even though we may not have something. We may be in different fields, and maybe in different paths of life. Different whatever it is. But this one thing brings a lot of people together, and this one thing will continue to grow. The community will grow. Like I've said, I've had chances to go to cigar festivals. I've met people. I've met owners, even the owners of these cigar companies. They're down to earth, and they're there to talk to you. They wanna shoot the shit with you. They're people. And so it's not only for elites. And I know people do still see that. Oh, it's only elites. It's really not. Pick up a cigar, have a great conversation, have a drink
And
if
we
you
go
drink
back in,
alcohol.
but it's something about smoking. If you go back in the day, the Indians used to smoke the peace pipe.
Hmm.
Because man, maybe we need to get together. Maybe we should put together. When you mentioned unplug, because my question was, how do you really unplug in today's world? Maybe we need to go out somewhere and have a smoke retreat. No cell phones, no TV, nothing but conversation and a good smoke.
And totally, that's what people need to do. I mean, and it doesn't have to be like all the time, but I
Sometimes, yeah.
bet you if people did that more often, it would be people would just have a way better outlook on life. I think it'd be better just, in general, helping out people, the vibrations, the communication, learning. But yeah, I mean, we've done it, me and my wife, we've gone out, we turned off our phones, just me and her in the nature, so it's a beautiful thing to do. But now, if we can do that and have a cigar retreat, I think that'd be pretty fucking badass.
I think that would. I
I
mean,
think that's legit.
especially when you got couples, whatever, because that's the time when you got that cigar in your hand. You're calm, you're mellow. It's kind of hard to argue with a drink in one hand and a
Mhm.
cigar in another. I was in the Fort Worth area at a cigar bar, and some guys when the time they come in the cigar lounge, they were like, can we come here? We don't want problems. I'm like, this is not the club. You don't have to worry about here. I just paid
Yeah.
10, 12 for a cigar. and another 10 or whatever. I'm not about to put this cigar fight with anybody. People in here to spend
Hmm.
money. We invested in this. All I want is a good time and a conversation and the
Yeah.
camaraderie. And I explained that to them. And they felt like everybody. Usually, a cigar place, it's a non-judgmental atmosphere. You come in there and you have your stick,
Yeah.
and some people just want to corner. They didn't have a hard day and they just want to be left alone. Some people want to socialize. It's a space
Yeah.
for everybody to coexist.
I
And
agree,
you don't see
and I think
like that a lot.
it should happen more.
Yeah. Usually, I don't even see people like this. Is not Starbucks. Nothing against Starbucks, but typically you don't see a lot of people in there with laptops unless they got something, a group, a common thing going, or you got some
Yeah.
work that you have to do. You come to a cigar bar or lounge and you got your cig in one hand, and the only thing you got sitting beside you is a drink and some company.
Hmm. And that's what you go for. Like, I mean, I do it all the time here. And there's a couple of spots I hit up, sit down, enjoy a cigar, have a drink, and it's all about the community. Just talking to each other, getting to know somebody, and the camaraderie. That's what people crave. That's what humans crave. And we're kind of pushing away from that. I do really believe going forward, that's what we're going to need, especially as a humanity as a whole, is we're going to need that to kind of combat from everything else taking over in our lives.
And so, like I said, with us, we realize what's going. What some of us realize, like you said, to your point on the internet, that the internet is leading us into a certain direction, but others don't even realize that it's.
Hmm.
And this young generation, you got to think we came from an era where the internet developed, but this newer generation,
Yeah.
we they don't know nothing but the internet. They don't know what it's like to not be unplugged. I mean, they came from
Yeah.
birth, everything's connected. They couldn't imagine a world like I posted on my social media. I had a J.C. Penney's catalog, and I was like, me back in the day, internet shopping and surfing the web. Where I had
Mm.
a physical piece
Yeah.
I had to go through and look, and I look forward to those Christmas catalogs in September.
Hell yeah.
It wasn't no prime where I could have it later this evening or the next day. Or I didn't have internet
Yeah.
influences persuading me.
And it's unfortunate that's the way the world is going, but all we can do, like you said, is kind of be prepared for it, kind of, keep our eyes open. You know, I mean, that's all we can do. Like, have this camaraderie, just talk about it. Let's get informed, kind of not have a one way thinking on things. And I think that'll help out a lot of people. But like you said, this generation was born with the internet. They were already plugged as soon as they got out. That's how they raised their kids. Here's a tablet. Watch YouTube. Play your
A
games.
kid can't survive now.
That's the babysitter.
The tablet is a new bottle. In the next 10 years, kids probably drink a little bit of milk. You got to put a tablet or something in their hand. They're probably going to have an
Mhm.
AI bottle that does the feeding here pretty soon.
You ain't lying. It's coming. It's all coming.
Even animals, I used to have a cat, and the difference in even the animal, like you put on a YouTube show, cat. I mean, they get cat videos, and you put on a cat, and the cat would actually run and jump up and be like, "Oh, I need you to turn that TV on," and the cat would just sit there and you just see how the cat mind just goes. It's just scanning the TV and it's just amazed and in a different world. And I'm like, it even has an effect on animals.
Hmm. The colors, the frequency. It's all about that, like the vibrations and the frequencies, like you said.
It's scary, but like I said, you can
But
get through it. It's conversations and shows like you did. This is the content that I think people really need to be coming in and talking about. Shows like Stogie Sesh, and some of the others. And even I have my show that I need you to come be a guest on. Smoking with Ali, where we break down
hey,
the common conversations with the hype and the vibe that everybody is talking about in the world. We kind of have a discussion over that where some people, it's okay to have difference of opinion. That's the thing that we have lost. It's okay for me to not agree with you or you not to agree with me. It's okay to not like me or what I do. We may not, we don't have to like each other, but that don't mean we can't work together.
Yeah, we
It's not
don't.
about mere emotions. We just have to respect each other, and respect is missing.
Yeah. And that's it's kind of gone away from that. It's kind of like everybody's pitted against each other, and if you're against me, then I don't like you. But like you said, it's okay to have that debate every once in a while, and if, as long as you respect the other person, hey, you know what? It was a great conversation. Maybe you opened your eyes, or you opened somebody's eyes. So with some great cigars. If y'all haven't done it yet, y'all need to check out Honeybee Cigars. We have a discount code. Check them out. honeybeecigars.com. Use that Hive Anyone. Grab some of their cigars. Have a great conversation. Share it. We've all had some Honeybee cigars. Have any cigar. If you go to a lounge, grab one, have a conversation with somebody, open up somebody's mind. And that's what we're doing. We're opening up people's minds. We're having that conversation. Ali, I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity. You joining my
And that's
podcast,
the
giving
thing.
me this
You,
platform.
you given this opportunity, because it's not about me giving you an opportunity. This is about the collaboration. You can't do nothing on your own but fail. And it's a team effort. I need you just as much as you need me. You are my cigar aficionado. You are my official aficionado. And people, you need to reach out to this man. This man has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the cigar world. He has taught me a lot. When I met this man and his wife, I was smoking fat bottom Betty's. He's elevated my game. I didn't know anything about flavors. I just pick up a cigar and light it. I didn't know about the V cut, the straight cut, the punch, which cigars require, how to pair my cigar with certain liquors. He's taught me everything that I know, where I can sit back and say, I taste some cocoa in this Monte I smell
Mhm.
a hint of vanilla and nutty. My whole vocabulary, yeah, terms like my palate, what my palate like. Now, I've learned from this man. So you guys need to reach out to him. Hit him up on his social media, the website, anything this man got concerning the cigar world or just world knowledge. And keep watching his show. This man is a wealth of knowledge. Like I said, I've learned so much. My whole game has elevated and changed since I met him. What, back in May, few months, my game has came on. I even, I was using a straight, one of those little cheap cutters or whatever. Now I got a straight cut and a V cut. I went out the end. This has a little punch on the side. I have to credit this man with this. My game went elevated like that. The triple torch, even down to the triple torch lighter. I didn't know anything. You don't want to spend, because cigars can range anywhere and get up in price, but you don't want to spend $12 or $10 or even $25, $30 on a cigar, and you got a big Walmart cigarette lighter. I mean, if that's all you got, that's fine. But you want to elevate. If you want to do this, this is like a hobby now.
Yeah,
I like,
it's
you
exactly
know.
what it is. It's a hobby. But once again, I thank you for coming on the show. And people keep in touch. Hit us both up on our social medias. We're gonna be doing this more often. Stogie Shesh is coming out. We're gonna create more content. We might have a little bit of a surprise coming. Maybe some special cigars. Something's coming out for everybody. And,
Things
we'll
coming.
bring it to y'all. Yeah, we'll bring it to y'all. But thank you for joining me here on
Check out Smoking Ali tomorrow as we go live,
yeah.
and as we smoke and we have these conversations and stuff. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and on our website www.aliafter5.com. And always hit
Check us
Patrick
out on
up.
YouTube. Like and subscribe on YouTube because that's where you're gonna get that and Substack.
YouTube.
You gotta check those out, man. But once again, thank y'all for joining us. With Smoke and Mirrors. Every time we have a session, we're gonna unveil. We're gonna lift the veil one puff at a time, y'all. So join us next
And I'm
time.
gonna be joining you
Once
soon.
again,
I'm joining you soon so we can do this live as well and check out some of the cigar bars and review and everything. So we're gonna be smoking first.
so soon enough, Ollie's gonna be in town with me, or maybe I'll go with Ali and go out to Austin. It's coming. Stay tuned for it. It's gonna be fucking awesome, y'all. Once again, thank y'all for stopping by, listening, like, and
Hey,
subscribe, y'all.
say the word, and I'm here.